And finally, the last outfit I've been missing. Are you kidding? That was the last one I missed? Why is that the last one I missed? What are the chances of that being the last one I missed? What are the absolute chances of that being the last one I miss? I have heard word of this cow. This cow is important. I have heard word of this cow. Excuse me, cow. How are you? Cow. I'm so happy right now.
Welcome, Jade.
You
Moon
can
Knight.
nuzzle
Pull
the
up a
cow.
chair.
I was told hug the cow. I was told you can hug the cow. This is a full-on cuddle.
I said,
love you,
oh,
cow.
Pixie.
I
It's a
love you.
pleasure to see you.
So much. Have I disciplined the child? Do you only know how to handle if I use a gun? Ada seems confused. What do you want from me? Coffee Boy said you're new to the city. Where do you do your painting? In my apartment. That explains it. Every brushstroke whispers, can't breathe, shackles, imprisonment. Fuck you. It's gonna be so cool. Cows! Comfy cows. This might be my favorite roadblock I've ever seen in a game. They have roadblocked me with cows that are just sleeping in the way. I love that. You know, we gotta stop putting people in boxes.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Because this is the second time in very short succession. I love you. I love you. I love you slightly less, but you're still adorable. Kinda wish you had a
Mixed
torso.
Cat is here. Good to see you.
Teamwork makes the dream work! And this dream is a fucking nightmare!
On duty, please remain calm if you are injured. Protect and serve.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Dog meat?
Hey. Over here.
You know, that is not my fault. I tried to get dog meat away from that. Y'all saw that? I'm switching a little bit early. My brain right now is having trouble with any like downtime. So I keep consciously needing to do stuff, but hello. 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 Hello Jade, hello Icy, hello Larmouth. Hello Nyx. That's everybody who's chimed in overall. I removed Mari speaking for the first reading, because I always try to talk right away and then I have to pause because Mari interrupts, and it's like, I think I'm gonna do this. Oh, I need to put my hair clip. I need to put my hair back. Hey, Glue. I have quite a headache. I am stressed out. My mental health kind of got wonky this morning. So I do apologize. That's why I didn't stream this morning. There's a knot in my hair. Help. I didn't stream this morning because my brain was not doing well. I did cook, at least, which was nice. That. But it's been a day. It's been a day. This game is preemptively framed weird with my overlay, which I'm not huge on doing. However, it was done out of necessity. This game has a lot going on in the lower right, so I'd like to cover at least minimal amounts of it. I made a stew. Tomato, potatoes, vegetables. I'm trying to go through a bunch of potatoes that I forgot I had before they go bad. Hello, Sharon. But yeah, we're gonna play Patapon today. Patapon, for those who don't know, is an old PSP game. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's getting a spiritual successor sometime this year called Ratatan, by the same people who made Patapon, but I guess they don't have the rights to Patapon anymore. But they're making a new game called Ratatan, which is the same concept, just different a bit. But yeah, let's start a new game and enjoy. Once upon a time, the Patapon Ancients by the ancient power of the Mighty One's drum gained wisdom, courage, strength, and secret juju. The Patapon Ancients, guided by the great mighty Patapon, which I think is us, ventured to Earthend in search of it. For the all-powerful Patapons, no foe was too mighty. No treasure out of reach, and no land unconquerable. But the ancients fought bravely in the name of the... and spawned a legend which lasted generations. It's so fast. But today, the Patapons are far from their former glory. If thou hast found, O holy drum, the Patapons shall be your sons. Whether thou hast rhythm or nay, sway thine hips and learn the way. Thine efforts shall bear fruit one day, and Patapons will march and say, Almighty Lord of Patapons, we thank you now for what you've done. Our glory is right, back on track. Thank God you signed the Holy Pact. So this is a rhythm game, so I'm going to be shit at it, but it's a really fun game. From, I'm gonna say my childhood. Maybe it's my teenage years. Pum 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 pum. So we got a drum, right? So circle is pon. Pon. Pon 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 pon. Patapons come home. Hopelessly lost and full of despair, the Patapons sent out their bravest in search of the holy drum. But on the last leg of their travels, these heroes find themselves on the brink of exhaustion. O mighty Patapon, please help. The Patapons need you now more than ever. Pon, 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 pon. Beat the drum to the rhythm. Press the button for pon. I did that way off tune there. Did my... Okay, it did go. Didn't see the alert. Wait, could it be? Oh, mighty Patapon. I knew you would come, mighty Patapon. I believed in this with all my soul. Please, take this drum. Okay, now we get square. Which is pata. Pata, pata, pata. Pata, 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 pon. Pata, 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 pon. It's gonna be square, 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 circle. Square, 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 circle is the most common one, if I remember correctly. Almighty Patapon, please help. Guide the Patapons with the drum. Take turns drumming. Mighty One drums, Hatapon sings. Mighty One drums, Hatapon sings. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I forgot I gotta wait. Ow. Hey, Pika. I am not doing it while they're singing. Hey, Arky. Hey, Snow. Can I make this easier? No. Options does not actually help. Hey, Kelsey. I'm suffering. I am suffering right now. But hello! Hello, Kelsey. How was your stream? I hope it went well. Patapon. See, like, I'm screwing this up at the end, and I don't understand how I'm screwing this up, and it's cruel. Pata 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 pon. 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 Pata pata pata. But then they're not doing it. Like, pata 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 pon. Pata 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 pon. What do you mean? Like, I'm not messing up. Pata 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 pon. Pata 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 pon. What? What am I doing wrong? I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. Like, why is it yelling at me? How am I not keeping the beat? I'm doing exactly what it's telling me to do. I'm being bullied. What? Okay. Pata 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 pon. Pata 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 pon. Look at that. Disrupt the beat 50 times. Well, how am I disrupting it? We can't even get the beat. I'm so confused. Hey, Anu.
Anubis descends. Anu, hello, hello, happy new year. It's so good of you to join us. Here's to a year of enjoyable times. Ah yes, you have caught us at a moment where Cam is having a rhythm crisis. I'm sure they'll get it eventually. Patter 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 upon Cam. It's easy. Wow, even an achievement for interrupting. I think we're screwed XD.
But like, I don't understand why this isn't working. I'm doing what it's telling me to do. It's even... It... That's the idea. I think he's stuck. He's supposed to be walking. Look at his animation. I don't think this is my fault. Look at his animation. He's stuck. This isn't me. This isn't me. He's actually glitched. I didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't singing. Like, all right, we're gonna be annoying here. I'm modifying the game. Patapon 2. We're switching it up. We're switching it up because this one's clearly bugged. Hey, Rose. Yeah, like he's supposed to be marching. The game knows he's supposed to be marching. He's just not marching. Thankfully, I already have Patapon 2 installed. But that's one of those things. Like, I mean, I know I'm bad at rhythm, but like he's not moving. And if he's not moving, that ain't on me. That was... What the heck? Like, they were supposed to be walking there. I don't... It's the same premise. It's fine. This one's prettier anyway. Pineapple. See, look. Calling all first-timers and rhythmically impaired. There we go. Look, they even have a difficulty for me in this one. They have a setting for me. Which is perfect. Let's go. As their ship neared completion, Hatapon suddenly remembered an old story. Oh, mighty leader, let's sail off into the dark unknown as our search for the Earth End continues. There were other words here. You didn't have time to read them. The Patapon bravely set off on their voyage, leaving behind their loved ones, friends, and the safety of their home island. They braved many violent storms and sweated through many scorching days. It was indeed a long and arduous voyage, but the brave Patapons refused to give up. Alright, have a good one, Kelsey. Thank you again for the raid. I do appreciate it. However, all their suffering was insignificant. Only after 49 days and 49 nights did the Patapons truly learn the evils that... Their fate unknown. What will become of the Patapons now? Listen, if you're gonna auto-scroll, you need a narrator. I hereby pledge to honor and keep my promise to be the great leader of the Patapons and help them reach Earth End. I will not stray from my goal, even in the face of death or great peril. Yep. Tell us your name. Sure, our name is God. Perfect. God the Mighty One. Amazing. Dun dun. Boom, 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 boom. Same exact scene as the first one there. Dun da dun da dun. Bata 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 boom. Earth End turned out to be the unreachable. The Patapon's long voyage ended as their ship sank to the bottom of the ocean. Washed up on an unknown shore, a lone Hatapon exhausts its last ounce of strength to hold on to the sacred drum. O mighty leader, I pray to you! I beg of you, please have mercy on us, Patapons. Strike the drum 4 times.
Boom, 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 boom.
You got it! There are 4 drum beats in 1 measure. If you keep the beat for 4 counts, 1 measure, you perform my command. Indeed I will. Give it a try. Hit pawn 4 times in a row.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Look at that drum. I feel it returning our power. What? Could it be our mighty leader? Oh, Benevolent One, I always knew you would come for us. That's why I protected the drum. Please take the drum. They really do. I am rhythmically impaired. It's the exact same start as the other game. That's the funny part. Pata, pata, pata! Oh, mighty leader, I pray to you. Oh, have a good one, Jade. Almighty Kami, lend your strength to the Patapon so that they may continue their quest to Earth End. Thank you so much for popping by, though. I really do appreciate it. Oh, look, it actually worked. Is it? I'm sorry, chill out. Excuse me. Yep. I didn't even do that one. They're doing this for me. But yeah, this is what was supposed to be happening before, and it just didn't happen. So, eh. Oh.
Larmith just gifted 5 packs to the community.
Oh, thank you, Larmith. Rataton's not out. Technically, there's a Patapon 3 that I don't have. Rataton's not out, though, otherwise I would. What? Like, why? Oh, this one's gonna be even meaner to me, isn't it? It puts me into demo mode. Hey, Jade. What? He did the thing and I hit the note! I'm not speeding through it! What is he doing? This isn't my fault. And then it's making me sit through this whole demo every time. Why? Why? Why does it hate me? I didn't even press anything! I didn't even press anything there!
OMG, Anubis Thigo Des 23, you look so fabulous today. What's your secret? Who needs taste buds anyway? Input Bowl 2022 has given us a gross bean. Eat the bean.
I'm losing my
Dirty
mind.
dishwater or birthday cake.
I'm losing my mind. No, I'm not pressing anything. I'm gonna eat this bean. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Add dishwater. Look, I did not press anything. I didn't press anything. I did the 4, they repeated it back, and then it failed me. This game is broken. It's not even my fault. It's not even my fault. That is... That's not my fault. That's just not my fault. Like... We're switching to Katamari. Because apparently...
Here kitty kitty kitty. Input Bowl 2022 says it's time for treats.
Anu, could you tell me how it's not bugged though if I'm not pressing anything? I literally pressed nothing because you're going too fast. Like, I didn't do anything. It should have failed me a different way, but it said I'm going too fast. Like, that's the thing. Like, I would understand if, like, I would understand had I, like, you know, done something, but I didn't do anything to do that. Now, where are the cat treats? Cat treats! Where? America, yeah. Found him. Na 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 na. It is double cam because you redeemed. You screwed it all up. Y'all broke it. Y'all broke it. You broke it. I don't have fail safes in place for that. I don't care enough to have fail safes in place for that. Y'all broke it. Y'all broke it. Look what you did. I appreciate y'all, but you broke it. So now there's 2 of me. This is just how it goes. I appreciate y'all. I do. I'm annoyed that that game broke. Like... I wonder if it's a PS5 bug. Like, let's see. Patapod, PS5, can't do tutorial. No. I like all these people. I've done it 10 times and I can't get past the screen. Yeah, there's a handful of people having the same issue. I don't know. But like, yeah, the remasters, I'm just stuck. I don't know. I don't know. You ain't starting me from here. You ain't starting me in this horrible spot. Put me in the right spawn spot. Your Majesty, I'm not starting from over here. Thank you. we start in the correct location. There are rules that we must follow, rules that we must abide by. We must do the comforting level in the comforting way. If we change course, it's not comforting. No! I've fallen off the hill. Everything's ruined. I'm stealing this person's children to make it better. There we go. No. See, normally I'm all for getting out of your comfort zone, but Katamari is, whether or not people technically agree with this definition, it's a puzzle game. Especially these levels where you need to get to a certain size. It's a puzzle game. Especially if you're after speed. Which, at this point, this level, when you're trying to do good on this level, it is a speed-based challenge. So you want to be as quick as you can to get certain objects before going down to this area. There's Columbo, who is named Jamo, because that is his Japanese name, and they didn't translate it because they're weird and failed themselves as... from a game design standpoint. Woohoo! Camel. Ah! At least it's the sheep one and not the cow one. We can grab some sheep. I think this level is actually the most randomized level in Katamari. Like, as far as the stuff that goes on and spawns in it, it is, like, randomized. Oh, so the topic of today and last night, that I wanted to talk about this morning but wasn't able to because mental health. The topic of today is actually overlays, layouts, things like that, right? Because we all have our opinions on a good and a bad overlay, and we've all seen bad overlays. I'm pretty sure we've all seen bad overlays. Overlays with a lot of wasted space, a lot of things not doing anything, overlays that are busy, and yeah. Wall of text. Difference between comfort zone and seeking comfort. Cam is frustrated and wanting to be soothed by something comfortable. Getting out of comfort zones is for when you're not trying to... Yeah, it's not the time for me to be getting out of my comfort zone. I'm already uncomfortable. But no, we've all run in, like, it was a post from 2 years ago that was on Blue Sky, but it popped up and it's gaining traction again. And we were talking about overlay. It's a whole conversation about, like, overlays and what's good and what's bad. And my stance always comes down to less is more. Like, less is always more. Less is better. Less does a better job typically with overlays. So try not to have things you don't need. Is the main thing. If you don't need it, don't have it. Right? And I think that's a fair standard for overlays, is if you don't need it, don't have it. The problem is a lot of people will see other streamers having something and go, I should have this anyway. Don't need as in, does it add anything to the experience for your viewers? Right, no, it's different for everyone. That's why I said if you don't need it, don't have it. Like, there are, like, do you need on-screen chat? Why? Why do you need on-screen chat? What is the reason you are doing on-screen chat? Like, a lot of people do on-screen chat, but why? Like, I feel like that's a simple, that's probably the most common one here. Why do you have on-screen chat? Because a lot of people who have on-screen chat don't need on-screen chat. They have it there to fill space. Which that is a reason to have it input, but at the same time, a lot of streamers I see that have on-screen chat that upload their VODs are the type of streamer that will read out every message out loud. If you're reading the message out loud already, then why do you need the chat there? And I want to tell you, I advise no one use on-screen chat for one very, very important reason. Moderation. Moderation. Because you cannot you cannot delete a message from your VOD if it is on your screen. If someone comes in and slips a slur into your chat, even if your mods delete the slur, that's still in your VOD. That is on your screen. So if you're uploading that to YouTube and you forget to edit that out, congratulations, you've just uploaded a slur to YouTube and you could get your account banned. It's a security risk. Like, there's so many safety risks that come with it, and you really have to be prepared for it, and ooh. Bison counts as cow, yes. Woo. I'm getting there. But like, it's a security risk. I don't see enough benefits to having the on-screen chat. Yeah, so that's another thing there I see with mod messages and things like that. What you need to do when you have on-screen chat, especially if you have automated messages and they're coming from you or a bot that relays it, they should not be included in the chat logs. Hit that. But yeah, you should not show your mod stuff. You should not have the moderation log. You need on-screen chat is supposed to have a chat delay of a few seconds, and people forget to do that. And when they forget to do that, that shows the messages in the log, which causes problems. On-screen chat is a risk. And the important thing is it is a risk, especially if you upload it to other platforms, because you get your account in trouble. You are responsible for everything that shows on your stream. You can moderate your chat and it deletes it, which shows you're moderating things. But if that is in your VOD, you are still responsible for the content of your VOD. The other disadvantage of having the on-screen chat is if your chat is very slow, as a streamer, as a creative, when you see that, if your chat is not scrolling, everybody sees your chat is not scrolling. You have a dead chat. Now, that's not going to affect everybody, but if you have poor mental health and you see a very visibly dead chat, that's a problem. That is a mental health crisis waiting to happen. You've really got to look for those things. And if you like, it really is. Are you just using that chat to fill space? Because a lot of people are just using it to fill space. And I think that's where a big problem comes in. I need to update my stream. Yeah. There you go, I just did a post. Saying Patapon was glitching. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I understand people doing it, but it does not add anything. I think if you're going to do an on-screen chat, especially when you're at a bigger scale. So if we go with like the scale that like Impulse is, as Icy did as the example here, or we can use Cleo, because Cleo won't mind. If we were to do like on-screen chat on Cleo's, it would be subscriber only. And if possible, people who have only been subscribed for so long, or people who have only been in the streams so much before that chat message would make it onto the screen. Having it open to every single chat message is just a safety risk that you should not be doing. It's not worth that. It doesn't add anything. And I understand it's like, oh, but the VOD, it's like, I understand that some people might watch that, but at the same point, if you want the chat interaction, you should be at the live. I'm sorry. Twitch VODs will be up for a month or 2 months or 3 months, depending on the streamer. That has the chat. You can watch the chat there if you really want the chat. But if you're watching a couple months out, you know what? Honestly, I don't think you should be seeing a chat from that far back. Things change, topics change. People will hold shit against you at a certain point, you know? And it's just like, where is that line? Where is that line when it's too much? And I don't think on-screen chat adds anything. I don't think there is a reason that needs to be there. I've yet to really see a good one. The only one that I am okay with, really, that I find as a good reason to have on-screen chat, is if you are multi-streaming to both YouTube and Twitch and those chats are merged. Or even better, you have it show the other one's chat while you're on the one platform. So the one streamed to YouTube has Twitch chat, and the one that has Twitch chat, that one on Twitch has the YouTube chat. So that way they can see what's going on and understand the conversation a little better. I think it's fair during that. But it is very much a very specific situation, and I feel like most people do it anymore because... Honestly, I think the big reason VTubers do it is because of HoloLive. Every HoloLive stream has it, right? But you're having a big creator do it, and you're doing it because a big creator did it. You're not actually doing a thing because you need it. You're doing it because you think you're supposed to do it. And I don't think that adds anything. I don't think you're adding anything that speaks to your channel or why you have it there. And it is opinion based, but I think that is an important part of the conversation, and I think people need to consider the security risks of doing so. And I don't think a lot of people consider the security risks of doing so, which is really not good, especially for people who are doing it full time, that there is a security risk. When you have an absurdly fast scrolling chat, like if you have like 4,000 viewers and the chat's scrolling by so fast, tell me why. Tell me why you need on-screen chat, because at that point, to me, it feels like bragging rights.
Thanks for your donation.
Oh.
Thanks for your donation.
Thank you, Snow.
Oh, wonderful. Snowmate just sent us $5. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, there are moments, if that is part of the interaction of the stream. That's kind of a moment where I can see it. Like I could see me doing something along those lines for when you all redeem the emote only. Right? Because like when you redeem emote only mode, I can see that being a moment to do it. Or during the holo, every single holo have that pop up, right? Like there are moments there where I think that it's funny and it works, right? Like you have your bits, right? But to have it as a perpetual thing, it's just there's risks. I think emote only mode is actually a really funny time to do it, and I actually am going to try and remember that because maybe we'll do that with the new emote only. But like Cleo and I were talking about the size of the game was our conversation tonight. It was one of the big ones. And a lot of times the VTuber is not going to obstruct much of the game. And you could have a full screen game. I have a full screen game. I'm not covering much of the game. And I have a thing set up where I can move out of the way. Cleo's is the same way. Cleo's not covering much of the game. You kind of pick and choose your battles there. I have an inner dilemma with my new overlay because my game is going to be smaller than I want it to be. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. But one of the things with that, that's going to come with that change, right, is that my focus is going to be even more on my overlay. Intentionally. Like, I want you all looking at my overlay and seeing the stuff you can do. Though I would say with the level of stuff going on in my streams, I think it's important that the two get divided up a bit more. The game should still be, at least I would say, a clarity of 720p, which I think as long as if you are doing a 1080p stream and your gameplay is at least 720p, I don't think you're in a horrible position. But I think when you start going below that, that's when it starts getting concerning because you're making it much too small. But I think that is kind of that line, and it's going to be a really hard balance for me. Like, I am going to be breaking a lot of my own rules with my new overlay stuff. And that's fine, but it is something I have to accept as something new I am doing. And this morning was actually going to be a stream where we went into those details and, like, did some planning and explained some of it, but I just did not have the mental bandwidth to do that. I'm still lacking in the mental bandwidth, so I don't know how long today's stream is going to be. Like, as long as I can pull off an hour, I'll be happy. My goal is still 2 hours, but we'll see. It's been a day. Been dealing with a headache, been dealing with a lot. But we're here. But yeah, a lot of things are gonna change. Like the billboard redeem is gonna need some new kind of design to it, right? If we do that. Welcome. Oh, you are, yeah. You I know you. Your name is slightly varied from what it is on Blue Sky. So it didn't click at first. Ah, but welcome. Yeah, I hope my critique of your overlay for you wasn't too much. But it was one of those things like I saw your post and I'm like, yeah. Well, it's not the lack of underscore. So I'm dyslexic and you don't have any capital letters in your name. So my brain is reading it as Kaya. Even though I'm seeing art in it, my brain is going Kaya and it's not. And then it's like, brain. Highly, if it doesn't mess with branding, which I'm still gonna fight rocks on this, highly advise going to your, if you go to your account settings, you can actually, or profile settings, you can actually change the capitalization of it and make it an easier read for people. You can pick what letters get to be capitalized and stuff in it. Super helpful for people like me. But yeah, I hope the critique wasn't overwhelming, because that's the thing. I'll try to help people, and then I always feel a little bit bad because I know I do like walls of text trying to go through things. It's like, I like to be detailed. Oh look, a burglar. Whoa, ooh. I think my capture card might be overheating today, which is just great to add to the list of problems. Like, I've noticed frame drops in this, and I never get frame drops. Oh. Hey, Double! How's it going? Welcome, Raiders. I hope everybody's doing well. We're just trying to chill today and have a chat. I've been rambling about overlay designs, as per the revived topic that is going on Blue Sky right now. So I've been talking about my hatred of on-screen chats, and yeah. Well, I'm glad, Kai. I'm glad. How's it going, Double? I hope your stream went well. Let me do the button. Boop.
These songs are way better than Popstar.
Special?
No.
In my opinion.
Well, yeah, in your opinion, but I've got some news about your opinion. It's fucking wrong.
God, silence. 1v1 me in League of Legends.
I don't play League.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up.
I feel like it's a critique. I don't know what Popstar is specifically, but I feel like when I hear a critique like that, and with what's been going on lately, I feel like that is a Robbie Williams music thing, which his music ain't good. That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like a Robbie Williams conversation. But welcome. I hope your stream went well. I hope your art stream went well. I was gonna do art today, and my brain said no. So I remember, so I saw the movie. I didn't know it was about Robbie. I didn't know it was about Robbie Williams. Now, I am from the Midwest US, right? So Robbie Williams is not, I am not the target demographic, right? I remember Robbie Williams from 2000. I remember seeing the music video for Rock DJ. And I saw it once. And if you've ever seen the music video for Rock DJ, He's stripping for the entire music video, and he eventually rips off his skin, dances around as just muscle, and then rips off the muscle and is a skeleton. And if you ever want to guess why he probably didn't get a lot of airtime, it's probably that music video. Like, I feel like that music video in 2000 is kind of one of those things where MTV is gonna go, yeah, we're not airing that. We're not airing any more of your stuff. Like, I think that's why. But like, I remember the name. The name just stood out to me because of that weird video. And I mean, I was 10 or 11. I was 10 or 11 when I saw that. And it was just like, no? And the song ain't good. I'm sorry. The song Rock DJ isn't. The song Rock DJ is very, musical coded. I'm gonna go with musical coded. Like, it's not a bad song, but it only really works in kind of a musical. Like, a lot of songs from musicals, they're good, but outside of the context of a musical, I don't really want to hear them. Unless I'm thinking about the musical. And that may be because I'm not a theater person. If I were a theater person, maybe I'd feel differently on that. But yeah, his stuff has been like that. But what I found funny is somebody on TikTok was like slamming somebody for not knowing Robbie Williams and saying, we have horrible taste. And it was saying, person talked about like, it was a conversation about like what songs, and somebody talked about how like a Bon Jovi song came out the same time as that. At the same time, like, we had good music then too. It's not like any excuse. And then they go, well, he's pop music. It's like, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were still making music. Dude, that was his competition over here. Like, there's a reason he didn't catch on. That was his timing, was like, he was going up against Britney Spears during prime Britney Spears time. And it was just like, yeah, no, he's not gonna, you're not gonna make it. But what I find funny is so like, I don't care one way or another. I don't find his music good. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But what I found funny is like, there's a lot of people who apparently think that we're pretending we don't know who he is. Like, a lot of like TikTok comments seem to be thinking we're bullying him by acting like we don't know who he is. It's like, we literally don't know who he is. But somebody pulled up an old clip of Robbie Williams on a red carpet. I don't know what red carpet, but he was on a red carpet, and the interviewer goes, "Do you have anything to say to your fans in America?" And he goes, "You mean all one of them? Hi, Linda. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. How are the kids?" Like, he knows he's not popular. He doesn't care. But he just like fully went, yeah, no, you mean all one of my American fans? Like, that's the thing. It's just, it's fine. But I think it's just funny to see how worked up people get. It's like, it's just not our thing. But yeah, like, people are getting way bent out of shape because we don't know who he is. Like, it's like, sorry? And somebody tried to go, it'd be like British people acting like they don't know who, like, it would be like British people saying they don't know who Garth Brooks is. We don't expect them to know who Garth Brooks is, though apparently Garth Brooks is actually really popular over there anyway. It's like, okay. So that comparison flopped. But it's like, who cares? People weren't being mean about Robbie Williams. We just don't know who Robbie Williams is, and that's fine. I only know the name because I think that video traumatized me a little bit. Apparently he was on the top countdown at one point, but like, he did this theme song for one of the countdowns on MTV. I don't remember, but apparently. So I would assume his producer really tried to make him big in the US, and yeah, no. But yeah, that's my little Robbie Williams conversation. But no, we were talking about overlays, and I'm gonna circle all the way back to the beginning. What they did, like with overlays, one of the big things to me is a lot of people have things they don't need. And that's one of the big problems with overlays is people put things in they do not need. And one of the first things I think people should consider getting rid of is on-screen chat, because a lot of times you don't need it. And people will talk about it for VODs, but I feel like any important things that are said, the streamer is going to read out loud typically. They're already saying it. So unless you are streaming to multiple platforms at the same time, I don't see a reason to have on-screen chat. It's not something that tends to sit well with me. I don't get the point behind it. I don't think it's necessary. And then this is something I pointed out in Kai's overlay, and I pointed out in somebody else's overlay. You don't need names on stream avatars. You can have it like fade in when people talk. I have mine completely off, which you can't actually do with proper settings, but I have mine completely off. Because it just adds visual clutter. I like having the stream avatars down there. Don't fight, you two. Cats are bickering. But like, you don't need all these things that people tend to have, and I think people like overdo it. I've seen a lot of streams that just leave lurkbait fishing on, and it's just consistently on the screen, and then they have it as a channel point redeem, and then they're always redeeming it, and that's visual clutter, right? You don't need all these extra things. And never put alerts over the middle screen. I have a couple that affect the middle of the screen, which are usually game over effects. And that's going to change with the new overlay and how I handle that. But like, generally speaking, never cover the middle of the screen, or never cover the middle of the game. I shouldn't say middle of the screen. Never cover the middle of the game. But it's hard. It's really hard. Also, make sure you have enough contrast that your overlay is readable. The number of streams I've gone to that have a pastel color with white text on it and no drop shadow on the text or outline on the text, and it's like, I can't read that. I mean, I can, but it's a struggle. And it's graphic design, right? And it's graphic design. You need to focus on what's important. Get rid of what you don't need. I guess it's more of a UI design, isn't it? Combination of the two. But I don't know. I want to see people care about their overlays more. And I think what had happened, a big problem that has happened. So I'm gonna go with like five years ago, right? Which is totally valid. Part of the reason I chimed in on yours, Kai, was a lot of the comments actually bugged me. Because they were talking about you covering the corner of the screen with your wing, right? That was one of the things that was being brought up a lot, was your wing covering it. And that bugged me. Because you're arguably, you are covering less of the game. You, on your overlay, were covering less of the game than I am covering now. Now, I am bigger than I would typically like to be for my overlay, but after testing, you do need to have a larger presence in your overlay in order for things to work entirely. So for those who don't know, Kai is a dragon. Kai's overlay, actually, Kai, do you mind if I bring up your overlay and just show people? Would you be okay with that? Just so I can kind of have the, well, see, I'm tiny now. Would you mind if I showed people? Okay, so I am going to grab your overlay because I want to have this conversation. This is, I think, an important conversation. And so it's gonna be a little blurry because of compression. But let me just save that image. Open my folder. Go here, and then I should be able to just drag and, oh, it doesn't want me to drop. Okay, so we're gonna do image. Okay. So this is Kai's. This is Kai. All right. Okay. I don't have a way to interact with this so much, but you're just gonna have to listen to me. I don't have a crosshair I can drag around. I need to get a little image of a crosshair that I can just drag on the screen to point at things. Something I actually wait. I have an idea. Image, browse. Avatars. Okay, this is our pointer. This is our pointer. I'm gonna rotate. Wait. I need to. There. This is our pointer. Okay. Okay. So, I'm assuming I'm right in saying that the lights and the bow are temporary, right? That's just a seasonal choice. I'm guessing that was a seasonal thing. It looks seasonal. So, like, ignoring that. The first thing, I'm gonna go top down. Here. The first thing is this sub goal you have here. You should never have text touching the top. So never have any text touching the edge of your screen. It always looks bad. So you need to nudge that down. As a reminder, inside of OBS, if you click on the element, you can use the arrow keys to move it by pixel by pixel. If you hold shift, it'll move by 10 pixels. But you can move that away. I usually recommend doing at least like 10 away if you can. Like you can see, like even up here on my own overlay, we have like a little border around my little goals and a border down here. You kind of want to avoid touching the edge whenever possible, because if you touch the edge, it feels like something's cropped off and not actually there. It's a little thing, but it feels cropped off. The next thing is, and I'm gonna kind of mix things here, because you have a lot of empty space up here, right? You have a lot of empty space up here. If you're able to spend the time, remove this dark purple, and then put the dark purple back in, but as a separate layer, and then put your stream avatars between those two layers. So your stream avatars could walk up here on this, but go behind the star and go behind your name. And you can actually, if you want to keep the names, you can make the names appear below the characters so that it would pop up down there if they talked, if you wanted. But I think I would just remove the names entirely, which you can do by doing, if you go to the name tags thing and you choose their color, you just make their color completely transparent, and then their names won't show, which is what mine are, which is why there's nothing there. But you can put them up there, because you've got empty space here that's not being used for anything. So that gives you a use for that space without it being wasted. Yeah, we're on the wrong layer for some of the visuals there. I think I can go down here. There we go. Here's where you're pinned. And then your latest sub and your latest follower, these would be good to fit down in this area rather than having them out of it. And then your sub goal could also go down here. Now, I'm assuming the chat was bought from a different group, but this is one of those things where the chat should be centered either with this edge entirely or with this white line and then centered between the video here and that. And I assume you did it to kind of fit that wing in, but the problem is now that wing is touching the edge. That is a congruent line, I think is the word. But basically you don't want your line, the points of any of your overlay to like interact. So the best thing you could do is balance that halfway between, like, the center of this should be centered on this section here. Just so that way it visually, when you do that, it keeps things. Yeah, it's just I assume they were bought from different sources, which is where you get kind of a mix of things going on where it doesn't quite feel right. Because one of the big things that's happening here, and this is a general complaint about the overlay you picked, so not on you, but it is something to be concerned about. This purple is too dark compared to this, so everything feels like it's squashed down. There's the visual weight of everything. Everything feels squished because there is this really dark, heavy color at the very top, and that just creates this draw for the eyes to feel like everything is flattened. There's empty space in the basic overlay. They could have actually just moved that up and then put another bar at the, I don't know. This color choice, the basic overlay that you bought has an issue with that color. Like it's not bad, but it's too dark that when you have a dark color on top of a very light thing, it will make everything feel squished. That's just how it works when you're dealing with that. Like it just feels squished. Yeah. That is usually the way to go. Is to make your own thing. I feel like, so one of the main things I always try to tell people is when you make overlays, you don't want it as a flat image. You don't want one image. And that's the problem with a lot of these pre-sold ones, right? Because I'm guessing purple bar, even logo, maybe not the logo, but purple bar, stars, background here, that's all one image with a cutout here for your game, right? I'm guessing that's all one image. So what you would typically want, yeah, okay, so not the logo. So if you can just cut around these stars, you could put your stream avatars up there and it would work really well. But generally, actually, that gives you an advantage. A quick thing you could do now. It's gonna be a little weird because of that, but if you push this overlay, so that line here is up against the top, and then you just put that same image down at the bottom, like just make the same image twice and stick it down at the bottom, line it up. You could move this down, your stream avatars would be in front of that and everything would be good. You would just be cropping off a little bit of the stars, which, But yeah, so that way that would give you the space, and then you could put your logo down there and put that in front of everything. Gives you more space at the bottom, though I do think you need to figure out, one, you need, so you did something here, and I'm gonna show this as a test. I'm pretty sure this is what you did. So you had a text, so if I just do text, right? So you were given a text, and you set the font to something smaller. You did something like 22. And then you ended up stretching it, because that is grainy. You ended up stretching the font size there to make it a little bit bigger to get it where you wanted it to be readable. But it's better if you go the opposite direction and go with at least like a 72. And then you shrink it down. Because when you shrink it down, look how clean that looks. Like, your image is shrunk here, and this is cleaner. And I shrunk this way down, right? Like, that is... There's an issue there. You also need to make sure your anti-aliasing is on, because it may be off on that image, I'm not sure. But you need to be consistent, so whatever font you're using here, and how it has the outline, you need to make sure this font matches and has the outline. And that this font, that this font has an outline, this font should have an outline, this font should have an outline. You're using a black outline, though. I would not recommend using the black outline. You have a couple options. You could either, I would probably go with this dark purple and use that as the outline, but the best one would probably be grabbing the purple from your logo and using that purple to surround your letters. So that way you've got a bit of consistency in the design, so you can have that purple and do that, and then do that same purple as the outline here, purple as the outline here. There is, I'm assuming you're using standard OBS and not Streamlabs, because fuck Streamlabs. If you're redoing your overlay though, stop using Streamlabs, switch to OBS. But you can get a bunch of plugins. One of them that would work really well for you is, so if I just go to my filters, I'm just going to use this as an example, but there are different filters. It's going to be a little weird. Usually with images and stuff, you need to make sure they have some extra stuff, but you can see here, if I just add a shadow, which you can see why you usually need to give a boundary because I'm hitting the edge, but you can see how I have a boundary here that has the shadow on it. So you can actually like clearly see some depth going on, and I can change the color. So if I just go select color, pick screen color, and I'm gonna grab that purple from your logo, and then I can move the shadow offset a little bit, reduce the size, do a little bit of infill, reduce the intensity. But if you do something like that to your text instead of the outline, you create a more kind of a gentle feel, but it'll make all the text more readable as well. So there's like things you can do. But if you do it in regular OBS, it's a drop shadow plugin. I need to do a post about some of the plugins I use in the streamer tips feed. But yeah, it's just stuff like that where just adding a drop shadow makes everything feel more in it. Like if you look at my PNG tuber, I've got a, I'm gonna shrink this down so I can point. But I've got a drop shadow here. My overlay has a drop shadow here. We've got a drop shadow on all this. My stream avatars even have a drop shadow. And it's something that makes everything feel more, more connected. And that's why, like, just when people were saying that your wings shouldn't be covering the overlay, like you're covering too much. You're not. You're really not covering too much. I have wings now, and I'm not covering too much. It can be distracting for people, but there's a balance, right? Especially if you have a more like 3D model or things like that going on where you're moving a lot more, there is a balance. People are there to see you play the game. That is a 50-50 split. Now granted, the longer they're there, the less they'll look at you and the more they'll want to look at the game. So you do want to prioritize the game, but having you overlap it means you're a part of it. It brings you into what's going on, so it's a whole balance thing. I think it is very much a how do you want it to be and what do you want to pull off with it, but like there were like other comments like there was comments talking about like all the socials, things like that, because that was in the original post, right, where there were a ton of socials on the screen at one time. So I use Mix It Up as my bot, right? And you can do this with other bots, but I use Mix It Up, and I have just like the best example is my goal in the upper right. I don't know if you've noticed, but it changes. I have that set to a timer that every, I think, 2.5 minutes, it swaps from active sub goal to Streamloot's support. And then after 2.5 minutes, it'll switch back, and then it'll switch back. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's kind of the thing. It's like they can fold. I think the easy fix would have been to add some translucence to the thin parts of the wing, just to allow a little bit of light through, but it was not an issue. I think people were complaining, but I think they were complaining more from a stance of anime VTubers, because anime VTubers tend to be more tall and skinny, and there's a whole conversation about visibility, but you're also low enough that you're not covering a lot. And if you do what I said about like moving the overlay up, even less of your wing would be covering it. Your video was just a bit too low for the amount of space on it, and it made it feel squished instead of really supported. But I don't think anything, see, and I think that's kind of thing. There wasn't anything inherently bad other than I think your lights were too big. I think, like, obviously you're not gonna, it's not really gonna matter anymore because you're probably removing the lights in the bow very soon if you haven't already. But the lights probably should have just been inside the frame for your game rather than across the entire width, because it did seem very busy. It did come off as very busy, and I think that would have been an easier way to do it, to just fit it in. Why are we fighting? Why? Why? He was going up in the other box. You're fine. Quit being a dick. Sorry. Cats. But yeah, I think too many people get in the situation of trying to do what bigger streamers do, or trying to do what the streamers they follow do, rather than really just deciding what they need, what works for their stream, how to pull it off, and how to make a comfortable experience for everybody. And yeah, and that's so I'm in a situation with my stream where I'm going through a rebrand right now, and I'm planning on an entire overhaul where I am going to go from being essentially overlay focused to no overlay at all. And I'm sorry to call out any of my lurkers, but if any of my lurkers who know what I'm talking about when I say my stream is very overlay heavy would like to toy around with stream loots really quick and show some of the things that pull off what I'm talking about, I'd appreciate that. But basically, my entire stream is designed on interaction, right? And the fact that it is designed on interaction leads to a lot of situations where I need to kind of, yeah. Where I need to be able to let things be visible, but there is a question of when is it too much, right? And I'm doing an entire overlay change that is going to shrink the size of my game down considerably, but allow a lot of interactions to happen around the game instead of in the game. A lot of them are still going to happen to affect the game for me, but it's going to be happening around me. And I have to be able to handle that stuff, so yeah. I'm migrating a lot of it into Motion. Motion, if you don't know what it is a 3D chat room. The most prominent name in Motion would be Duper, if you've seen what Duper uses. I'm not going to the extent that Duper does. I feel like Duper leans more on the chaotic side, and I am a cozy streamer that has chaotic functions, where he is a chaotic streamer who has chaotic functions. But his also feels so limited to me. So yeah, but that is one of the things I'm afraid of, because I am going to be shrinking my game screen down. And that means I need to make use of all the empty space around me and make sure that there are regularly interactions that can happen that affect those areas. So a lot of the stuff that chat's going to be able to do is to change the scenery I'm in, or change the lighting of the area, throw stuff in those empty areas. A lot of the redeems, like there's ones that make my screen look like it's kind of underwater. I like that effect to maybe fill the screen with water. And that's the thing. Like I understand having a lot of the stuff go on, but it's very dynamic, and it's hard for me to. It's hard for me to really engage with the content that Duper creates, because it's very haphazard. So I feel lost if I look away, and I don't want to feel lost if I look away. I was actually kind of talking about this a bit with an anime I watched last night. It's a new one from Gohan's. It's Momentary Lily, I think was the name of it. But Gohan's has this issue. Hey, Rocks! I'm upside down! Hello, Raiders! Rocks, that can't be true. You don't eat cheese. And clearly the homework is cheese. How you doing, everybody? I hope you had a good stream. We're talking about overlays and stuff like that right now. We just did an overlay critique live on stream for somebody. But I hope you're doing well. For anybody who doesn't know me, hello, my name is Cameron JK. I'm up on the ceiling right now. I'll be back on the floor in a little bit. But my name is Cameron JK. My pronouns are they, them. I am a chill variety streamer for the most part. Chat has a lot of ability to control my stream, so you may see me move all around and all over the place. But yeah, I've been having a bit of a mental health day, so I do apologize if I get a little bit bleh at times, but this is my full-time job, so I try to do whatever I can to really be, to to at least not cancel too many streams. But let's do the awkward raider shout out for Rox.
Let me go. Fuck.
Oh, hey.
Fuck.
It's you not understanding how snow works. Again.
Fuck. No.
I'm in danger.
I am in danger. No. Why? Ooh, that's gravel.
Given that snow seems to be a problem for you, it may be wise to vacate the snowy biome and
I am trying
relocate
to get out of
warmer
the
climes.
I don't know how to get out of the snowy biome. I don't know. Ooh, that's gravel.
Ooh, that's gravel. Appreciate your rocks. I hope you and Sky had a fun time. But yeah, we were talking about overlays, and one of the big problems is people adding. My biggest concern with a lot of overlays that people do is they tend to add things simply because other people have them and not when they need them. Not when they, like, a lot of times they don't add anything to the overlay, and I feel like that's where a lot of people overwhelm, or they have a lot of empty space that isn't being utilized. And it's like, if you have empty space, make your game bigger. Empty space, game bigger. Empty space, game bigger. Until you don't have that empty space anymore. My throat is itchy. We're also rolling up roses, which I realize is not the most exciting thing, but if anybody has ever played Katamari before, you may know this level. Or you may not know this level because you didn't play it all the way through. This is the final level of We Love Katamari, in which the goal is to collect 1,000,000 roses. And I've never beaten this level. Which is a me problem, but I've never beaten this level. Thankfully, it allows you to save during the level and then come back at any time. But we're currently at 276,000, so we are over a quarter of the way there, at least. But it is the never-ending level of doom. But someday I'll beat this level. I just try to open it up every once in a while when I'm having a brain day. We play Katamari, because Katamari makes us happy. But yeah, it's a lot of roses. A lot of roses. Rox, when are you streaming this game? Now that you've got a controller, when are you streaming this game? But yeah, it takes forever, so let's stop there and do a normal level. Beautiful. Rox, you got too many emotes next to your name. Too many icons. Too many icons. You either 3 icons. But yeah, I just need so many. The rose level is, but it's... You gotta remember that it was a PS2 game, right? So it was a PS2 game, there were no achievements, there were no additional goals. It was just this, like, final bonus thing. Because it's not required to beat the game. It actually unlocks when you beat the game. That level appears. And it's very much designed as the final hurrah of the game. Because what does happen, once you collect 1,000,000 roses, it actually covers this entire area here that we're in. This entire area gets covered with roses, and they'll be there forever. Like, just flowers everywhere. And it'll rain flowers, and that's the ending scene. And you can still play, it's just you get roses everywhere. And it's a really cool little, like, you did it type thing for a way to finish the game, and I think there's a lot of charm in that, because, again, this was pre-achievements. Like, achievements did not exist. So they created something, like, something special. It is a tedious level, though. It is 100% a tedious level. But it's charming in its tedium. I'm more bothered by the fact that this game got a remaster, which is what we're playing right now. It got a remaster. And they only did achievements for beating the main levels of the game. They didn't do anything for, like, 100% collection. They didn't do anything for, like, the speedrun levels. They didn't do anything for the bonus levels. They didn't do anything special. They didn't do anything for the 1,000,000 roses. Nothing. Like, they just like, I'm serious here. Like, look, like these achievement. Oh, I can't even pull up the achievements because it's not that easy. But they did not do anything special for any of the achievements. There's nothing for collecting all the cousins, nothing for all the presents. They just, oh, you beat the first level. Oh, you beat the second level. Oh, you did the cowbear level. Like, that's it. And it's like, what? And it's one of those things. Like, I know it wasn't made by the original team, and I feel like the original team would have put a lot more care into it. It was made by Monkeycraft. Monkeycraft are actually the people who did oh, you want those games, do ya? Well, here, let's see you try and beat them. That game, that's just basically a whole bunch of mobile games. They made that. They also did the Klonoa remaster. But I think there's this like, there's a set charm to that, you know? They did some silly stuff, and I like what they did, but it just feels like they could have done more, and they didn't. And I don't know if that was Bandai calling the shots. This game also never received any patches. The remaster came out in September of 2 years ago now. I think it was September of 2 years ago now. But it never got a single patch. And while generally that's not a huge deal because the game does work great, it doesn't have any issues to speak of that are game breaking. There's a few translation errors that are in the game, like one of the characters named Columbo is called Njamo in this, or Djamo, and that's just not the name, so they translated it differently. They also, amusingly, there was a character in one of the levels that was changed in the original version to be called the Lady of the Lake from the Japanese version, where she was just named Kami, which would be God, and they changed her name. They changed her name to Lady of the Lake to not offend people, which was silly. No one was gonna notice. But in this version, she's labeled as God, which I don't know which way that name change should have been. I feel like they should have been proper to the original, but eh. But then, like, they remastered the first game as well. That first game never got a patch, and they just entirely forgot the English audio dub. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that one. That one threw me off when I rolled it up. Yeah, it does say you already won. It's like, what translation mess up is that, right? Like, I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know Japanese well enough to know why that mistake happened. But it's like, why wouldn't you patch that? Also, this is one of those areas, and this is why I'm playing on the classic textures. So they have enhanced graphics, which make the water look fancy. But the tries for the texture, or the texture mapping, is all screwed up on the shoreline for it. And it looks abysmal. So I changed the graphics to the classic graphics, which just have the flat water texture there, because I got really annoyed with how bad the water looked. Like, it's very pretty water until you get to a coastline. The coastlines are all screwed up and messy and ugh. But yeah, they could have done a lot. Like, it was nice that they added the photo mode and they added a few levels, even though the new levels aren't that good. I think this would have been a really... I'm curious what they're going to do if they do get to do another one. The next on the list is probably going to be Beautiful Katamari, which is the Xbox 360 one that exists. And I say probably because technically me and my Katamari came before Beautiful Katamari, but me and my Katamari is a PSP game. So they'll probably bypass it. But Beautiful Katamari had DLC levels. And I worry that either they're going to do DLC levels again, which would be bad, that they're gonna scrap the online multiplayer mode, which would be bad. That they're just not going to give it the attention, which would also suck. I'm worried about the next one. Like, as much as We Love Katamari is like the crowd favorite, I think they should have. I think it would have been best if they just did Katamari Forever, do a remaster of it, and stuck with that. Well, welcome, Rocks. But yeah, I think they would have done better if they had just done a remaster of Katamari Forever, give everybody the modes in there, give that a proper PC port, and call it good. Because Katamari Forever is technically a game collection of the other ones. It has all the good levels, even some of the bad ones. It has the special camera filters. Ugh. I'm still trying to. I still every so often will boot up Katamari Forever. I do not have the platinum trophy on Katamari Forever, and it wounds me. Like, let's see if I can pull that up. Can I just quickly pull up my? If I go over here, trophies. It should be in my recents, at least fairly recents. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Come on. I know you're in here. The fact that you can't easily sort this kills me. Why can I not sort this? Like, I don't want to play. I want to sort my trophies. There's no sort. Here's the thing. Genuinely. Thank you for the follow. I have 6,372 trophies. They still don't have a way to sort these alphabetically. Look at all the games I've played. I'm not even a third of the way done. We're at about halfway. Let me sort this by name. Oh, thank you, Leaf. Appreciate that. Like, why? Why? Options? Oh? Oh. Yeah, no. This is my options. I can do that. I can compare trophies with other people. But I can't. There's no sort. Why would you make this and not have a sort? I just don't understand. It feels like cruelty at a certain point. Oh, Assassin's Creed 2, the game that made me hate open world games. This is the game that made me hate open world games because of, where is it? Look at this. I did almost everything except for you. This is the one that made me quit. Collect all the feathers. There are 300 feathers in that game and no way to track them. 300 collectibles. And no way to track them. How dare you? How dare you? Like, it's just cruel. Hey, Somya. By the way, everybody, there is a check-in on this channel. You can use it. It is 1 channel point. It has a chance to make little hearts appear above my head. It has a chance to pet Mari, who is my TTS pet in the lower left, or slap me across the face. If you ever wanted a chance to slap me across the face, you can! If you get a slap or a pet, it will track, but if you do a regular check-in, it doesn't do anything. For tracking purposes. Which means there's no pressure to actually have to check in. And there's also the billboard redeem, but I don't think a lot of the new people have that. Ugh. How am I doing? I am pretending I don't have depression, I think is the best way to describe how I'm doing right now. and pretending I do not have depression. 'Cause brains. But after the stream, I am going to open Infinity Nikki, do my dailies, mainly fish up the Tula Tail, because the Tula Tail you can only do once a day, and I need the essence from it. I've already done my dailies, but I need to get my daily, like, I need to get my daily resources. And the Tula Tail is the last one I can actually get right now. And then I need to spend my energy, because the energy is vital right now. And then I'm just in a situation where I need money in the game. It isn't too bad, but it's there. But yeah, for anybody who might be lurking and chilling, this is my full-time job, so any and all support means I'm gonna argue more than it does for a lot of people, because this is how I do everything. So your support, you hanging out, you chatting, you vibing, all that means the world. If you did not know though, and you are somebody who is a chronic lurker, which nothing wrong with lurking at all, I just want to be clear. Lurkers are the backbone of Twitch, and I will stand by that. There's never any pressure to chat in my channel. However, if you are on desktop, one of the best things you can do for streamers is make sure you have Better Twitch TV installed. Better Twitch TV will automatically claim that little green channel point chest that appears below the chat for you. Because after about, I think it's like 10 minutes of that sitting idle, it's, I think, anywhere from 5 to 15. It's kind of varied. I think Twitch changes the number all the time. But of that not being claimed, it'll stop actually counting you as a viewer. But if you have Better Twitch TV installed, it will continue to count you. So I try to do my part in reminding people. I don't so much mind if people aren't being counted, but I know a lot of people want to make sure that their view is counted. So I try to bring that up when I can, so that way y'all know that you can redeem that, and yeah. Oh yeah, I always know. So as far as the greedy sacks go, the one I always go is I get the one in Florawish, not Florawish. I get the one, yeah, I get the one at the side, like to the right side of the town, and then that's the only one I ever remember. Yeah, it's one of those things, because yeah, your view stops counting. So Twitch doesn't care if you have the tab muted. It doesn't care if you're just watching. It doesn't care if you have the volume low. However, inactive is still inactive, right? So your view will count if the tab's muted. You only count in the 2 most recent streams you've been in, or the 2 most recent streams you've interacted with. So be aware of that. But you have to claim that chest, or talk in chat, or do a redeem, or something in order for your view to continue to exist. Using Better Twitch TV to automatically claim that chest bypasses that, because Twitch just reads that as you clicking the button. It doesn't do any sort of check to see that you are actively a person doing it. So having Better Twitch TV installed is a great way to boost that. Another cool thing you can do for people, because people will feel safe around you, is if you go here. I had to find the button. I have a pop can in the way. If you go there, you can link that to your Twitch, and it will add pronouns next to your name. And there isn't any pronouns option for those who are like, I don't care what pronouns are used. There isn't any. You can choose that. There's a lot of options there, but basically, it'll just put your pronouns next to your name. It lets people know what your pronouns are. Makes it a little easier to figure out what's going on with your stream. And if you want to see others, you can install the browser extension, which will put those there as well. If you use, like, Mix It Up like I do, it detects it. A lot of custom chats people have made will tap into it. The only group that doesn't work with it is 7TV, because 7TV are run by bigots. And the creator's like, I ain't making anything special for them. They can make it themselves. The code is open source. So. But yeah. 7TV sucks. Bite me, 7TV. 7TV literally exists because they wanted an excuse to use racist emotes. They wanted a way to use racist emotes that weren't allowed on the, that were removed from the site for being racist. Like, I think the first one they ever did was a blackface emote. So, yeah! Screw 7TV. Yep. 7TV has a very gross history. Better TV actually moderates and deletes offensive stuff and cares, as long as it's reported to them, obviously. There is kind of a gray area with like Pepe emotes, because Pepe emotes aren't inherently racist, but they call over to people who are racist, and there's a whole reason I don't like Pepe emotes in my chat and actively add them to my block terms list. But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like I would have an easier time if I weren't so bothered by things that don't directly affect me. Like I am as far as society is concerned, I am a cis white guy. I'm not, but as far as society is concerned, I am. Therefore, a lot of these things don't affect me. I am a non-binary white person. But as far as society cares, the things that affect me fall under the cis white guy category. So what that means is that when stuff like this happens, I'm not the target, but I try to... I'm very proactive in finding what problems I can and then preventing them from hitting my stuff, which has led to what I think is, honestly, I have an amazing community. Everybody in my community is absolutely wonderful. We do not stand for problematic stuff existing at all. Even stuff as simple as I say simple, it's still a complicated subject, but certain people are only allowed in restricted channels in my Discord as far as like topics go. AI as a whole is restricted to the heavy topics category, so you can only talk about it if you've been in my Discord for a while. It is just not something... Anything that is in a situation that is highly stressful is heavily monitored, and it's not that you can't talk about it, it's just like we need to make sure the right people are talking about the right things and that everybody is there. And it's like, I've been at this a while. I've seen all sorts of shit go down. There were eras where there was a lack of built-in moderation for a lot of Discord, where hateful people would join Discords and spam really fucked up photos of different forms of abuse all over the chat. We had that happen one time. Thankfully, my mods were on it and handled it, but that had happened. That led to a bunch of restrictions, a bunch of hiding links for a bit, things like that. That was before you could restrict the ability to post images. So that's been addressed now, thankfully, by Discord itself. We had a issue 2.5 years ago that led to us doing a mass purge on our Discord. For anybody who never sent a message in the Discord, wasn't something we wanted to do, but basically what had happened was some people had slipped in and were looking for things to try and make me lose my job, which is streaming. But they were trying to make me lose my main form of income with stream loots because of some screwed up stuff. Hey, Una. And it's just like, okay, we gotta handle these things. They didn't like that I was winning on their leaderboard. I want to note this. Streamloots has done leaderboards in the past, and their leaderboard is based on love, but love is completely malleable, and you can just generate it by breaking things down and crafting again and breaking things down and crafting again. And it led to an entire harassment campaign against me. I believe if you do a search for Cameron JK on Twitch usernames, there's one called like, there's actually the account doesn't exist anymore because Twitch did rightfully ban them, but it was like Cameron JK is a cheater, and it was just like what the fuck. Like, it was funny though, because what cracked me up about it is Streamloots contacted me. Streamloots actually contacted me about that and said you can't, like, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be promoting that. And my response was just kind of like, You do know you post that you can do that on every single channel, right? And they never got back to me, though they have removed the tooltip. Or at least they did temporarily. But it was like, if you mouse over any channel's love on Streamloots, which is their point system, it says you gain love by crafting, breaking down, playing, and buying cards. All I did was tell people that description. Like, eh? But people actually went into my Discord and tried to start shit. They were like looking for any evidence of me talking about it. Like, Streamers was just like, why didn't you tell us about this issue? It's like, you promote it. And I, on multiple things, said that this leaderboard's a really bad idea. You have record of me saying it's a bad idea. Because it's easily manipulated, and they ignored it. And they go, well, we couldn't find any evidence of it. Like, yeah, probably because there's like logs and logs of people talking about that event. I know which person did. Here's the thing. I know what person did it. I know what person did it because they stopped streaming for a long time after it because they got in a lot of trouble with Streamloots, and then Streamloots was giving them crap. Because here's the thing. They had made another account saying I cheated to boost themselves up in the leaderboard. But in order to do that, you have to buy at least one pack in order to gift a pack in order to cause that to happen. So they had to give Streamloots their credit card information. So they knew who did it. The thing that bugs me though is that Streamloots did not ban them. And I'm still bothered by that. Streamloots did not ban them. I know who did it, but Streamloots didn't ban them. But Streamloots is my main form of income. Actually, it's not even my main form of income anymore. Sponsorships are. Which, by the way, I'm doing a sponsorship right now. If you really want to support me, at no cost. Turn that back on. I'm doing a sponsorship with Matchmasters right now, which is a matching game. It's got like 2 weeks and some. Oh yeah, the leaderboard. The leaderboard was a horrible idea. The leaderboard is an absolutely awful idea. Yeah, people were nasty, and it was also really flawed because like pricing changes the amount of love people get. I find it so weird because Streamloots bases. So Streamloots does two things. Streamloots sends out emails every month on how well you did. And it says it's based on the amount of love generated, which is a lie. That's not what it is. The email, they say like, oh, you're in the top like 6% of love generated this past month. No. That's not love generated, that's sales. The numbers they're giving is sales. I know because I would be a lot higher if it was love generated because the love generated in my channel is like through the roof compared to a lot of other channels. But no, it's based on sales. It says love, but it's based on sales. And then they have their like number of packs sold. And I'm seeing some channels with like, you sold 2,300 packs. And then mine's like, you sold 300. And it's like, but I generated more love than them. But I'm selling my packs for $5 where they're selling theirs for $1. And it's this whole like balance system that they've really got like messed up. And that love score shouldn't exist. I think what would be cool is if they had it instead of like a love score, if they had like a thermometer for activity and then like how active people are with playing the collections. And then if people are less active, it just slowly depletes over time. And then it's like, these are the ones we're boosting because their community is really active and oh, they've stopped being active. So we're going to have the meter slowly deplete and then you just spike it back up, right? Like that would be a better way to do it, but that's not what they're doing. And I feel like they make choices and I understand some of it's from simplicity, for simplicity's sake, some of it's not, but it all comes down to just like, if I could make my own version of Streamloots, I would. But that is not something I have the ability to do as a person. If I had the ability to do that, I'd also have made my own social network by now, which we've had that conversation multiple times. But I would have made my own social network if I had the ability to make my own website like that. Talking about Streamloots, which if you don't know what Streamloots is, that link there. It's a card-based interaction thing that I have set up with my stream that allows you to play soundboard stuff or actually manipulate my game or make me do stuff. But it's how I'm able to do this full time. Stuff like that. Which can be done with channel point redeems. Which I do have some of them as channel point redeems, but they're randomized in the channel point redeem. And then I have like a bunch of different versions of everything. So yeah, like my stream being dithered right now, which is probably the worst for bitrate. Like I think this is my bitrate killer redeem more than anything. It's not horrible, but it does make it a bit messy.
Hey, believe in your dreams.
But yeah, you're gonna see things start getting a little bit weird because I mentioned that it messes with my stream, so. You can see holes in the game now, and I can't see anything, thank you. But my stream is extremely interactive. You can cause all sorts of problems, make things messy, make things weird. But what we were talking about is I made people angry because they used to have a leaderboard for the top like users each month. There was no reward for it. It was just a marketing thing, right? It was like, oh, this is the top one. We'll check out this channel, see what they're up to. And chat always kept me at the top because we understood how it worked. And then people got very, very angry because we understood how it worked. And then they started calling me a cheater, and it's like, it's not cheating when it's listed on every page. But people were trying to find like videos and clips of me and like anything to try and get me in trouble with Streamloots, and it's like, people. Ah! Okay, that's a lot. That is a lot. Inverted Virtual Boy, thank you.
You're making me wonder how many more cards can actually be played before the cooldowns take over.
Oh hey, we hit 10. Yeah, chat doesn't normally do that many. Chat doesn't normally do that many, but they have the ability to. That's part of the thing is, because like some of it does become eye strain, and I'm going to work heavily on trying to make certain things work a bit better. Oh yeah, the one thing I want to talk about with my overlay, the new overlay stuff that I have planned. One of the things I was worried about with its design was how much screen space I myself am going to take up, because it's going to be a stage, right? Like the plan is to have it be an actual stage. Can I please roll up the hill? No? Well, that wasted time. Is to have it be an actual stage. And if it's an actual stage, I need to try and make sure I'm still visible. And I would be in the distance, so I would be a little bit bigger than what you're seeing now, which obviously isn't good. But I'm thinking of doing like a little kind of corner version of myself, so I'm still also in the corner, invisible. So you can see me there as a thing, and it should all be good. It should all be good. Wow, I got 30 centimeters exactly. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. My goal was 15, I got 30. Which I believe is the exact threshold for like winning that level with a perfect score. Bum, bum, bum. But I've done better. By much, but... Probably would have done better had I not sat there trying to roll up the couch for a while. What do you mean, Anu? Still makes the animation. Oh, the powers from when people meet the goals. They add like 3 every 6 months. They did just announce a brand new one specifically for the anniversary, I guess, which is cool because Streamlabs has been around for 7 years. I've been using them for 7 years. This is one of their first users. No, we ain't doing that one. Hate that level.
Hi.
No. No, we're going to space. That is correct, Anu. You still cannot turn them off. They have not changed anything at all with the site in ages. So them being off is a thing exclusive to my channel. Yeah. But I'm happy with how mine. I'm happy with mine doing that. It's. I have plans for the new one. I have to redesign. I have to redesign all of my Stream Loops cards. And that's going to be an entire project that takes quite a while. And I'm not bothered by that, but it is something I need to be aware of, right? I'm trying to, from the design standpoint, I'm going to turn them into tickets, right? I'm going to turn them into theater tickets. I need to think of a name for my theater, which is a bit of a nuisance. I have no present idea what I am going to name, the theater or anything like that. I'm trying to think of one, and it's just going to end up striking me at some point. But then I have to think of branding, how I want the theater to look, all that stuff. It should be fine, but I'm gonna have the ticket when they're purchased. When y'all purchase tickets, I'm gonna have the a fancy envelope come down that'll have the tickets in them. As just a hey, you got tickets. But then when they're redeemed, I'm just gonna have the ticket come down and then rip off a tab off the ticket like it's been redeemed, and then you get to keep the rest of the ticket. Which I think will be cute and fun and something simple, right? But that's kind of the idea there, and then my goal is to properly animate every ticket this time. The big issue with animating the tickets at present is that they were animated. You'll still see them animated when you redeem them, but Streamlabs doesn't show them as animated because for whatever reason they don't feel like APNGs should be animated. So whatever we do, we got to make it work with a GIF. Still bothered by that. Oh, I'm sorry, Anu. That's the one thing they updated. They made my collection specifically worse. That was the one change they did in 7 years. They made my collection actively worse. For those that are aware, basically my collection, every card used to be animated. They still have animations when they're redeemed, but on their site it doesn't show them as having an animation because they removed the ability for APNGs to animate on their site. I don't know why. When it still has the image, they're still loading the image, they're just only showing the first frame. I complained about it, they said they have no plans to change it back. I asked why, and they didn't give me a reason. So, yep. Still mad about that one. I will be forever bitter about that, honestly. Because it's like, you didn't improve anything. You didn't make the site better. You just created an issue. Why did you create an issue? But I have to make all my cards as GIFs. What bothered me is they offered. They go, well, as an apology, we can convert all your images to GIFs for you and set that up. And it's like, my cards include transparency. If you make them into GIFs, they're going to look awful. I'd rather have them be broken than you make them look worse. That's the thing. Like, what was my... I don't have the number anymore, but I was in their, like, top 3% year... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was in the top 1% of creators for them last year. They do decimals. Like, I saw somebody who was in, like, the top 0.3. But I was in the top 1% of creators for them last year. And I got a... They optimized some things, and that got broken in the process. Like, any chance we could fix that? Because that seems very specifically targeted against me. Especially because the cards still play. When you redeem the cards that had animations, they still animate. It's not like they're not still loading the images, they're just not loading it on the preview of the site. I don't understand what the process was there. It bugs me so much. But yeah, we're gonna be making new. We're gonna make new cards for everything. I'm gonna make a collection that is just for stage effects, things that affect the scenery. I will make a collection that is going to be the new dress-up collection. I will make a new soundboard collection, and I will be making a new game modifier collection. We'll have it set up pretty similar to what it is. A lot of the cards are going to end up being destroyed that exist now. And then because of that, that'll refund y'all, but I'm not gonna destroy them until we're not using them. Because that would be absurd. You get the payout either way, Anu. If you break them down, or if you break them down, or if I destroy them, you get the points. So nothing changes there. It ends up being the exact same result. I had people break them down before because I wanted to keep the cards as a kind of thing off to the side, even though you couldn't see them, but they'll be fully refunded regardless, so there's nothing to worry about there. My concern mainly, one of the big issues I think that I've kind of run into with my cards, and this is nothing against y'all, but card sales have been down, and I believe the main reason card sales have been down is, well, everybody has a ton of points to make new cards. They don't need anything, right? Like, nobody needs a new card because they've got all the cards. So, there's a whole mess there. Which, it happens. I get it, but... Blah. Oh. Oh, by the way, y'all, I saw a possum today. I saw my first in real life possum today. It was just wandering through my yard. It was like, oh, he's so cute. Possums are adorable. Yeah, it was the first time I've ever seen a possum in person. We are going to be ending. I've been streaming 2 hours and my throat is itchy. But yeah, I saw a possum. It was adorable. It was a younger possum. It wasn't like a full-grown possum, but it wasn't a baby possum. It was cute. It made me happy. By the way, thank you again to Kelsey, Double, and Rox for the raids. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Snow, for the $5 from the one redeem. Also, thank you, Larmouth, for the Streamloots gift packs. I do appreciate it. Y'all have been lovely and fantastic. I need to send you somewhere though, so let me look at my list. Don't run yet. I would like to send you. You know what? Let's go over to Clowns Go Honk Honk. So if you hate clowns, I'm sorry. They are playing Signalis, however you want to pronounce it. Signalis. Let's go. Honk. Honk. Which is mildly creepy. But go give love, go give some support, go be kind. I appreciate y'all, but I have a headache. I need probably to get water in my system. I'm guessing I need water. I think that's my problem right now. The channel is marked for mature, so be aware of that. But I love and appreciate y'all. I hope you have a fantastic one. I will catch y'all next time. That said, see ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.
感じるコスモを感じるわ